Welcome to the fall 2021 screening of the seniors in the radio, TV, film program in the Department of Media and Communication. These are the capstone projects of our graduating seniors, and we're very proud of them. Congratulations to you guys for finishing your capstone projects in a difficult semester facing challenging circumstances. Despite the situation, you found lots of creative ways to work together and did a lot of creative work. Congratulations to you guys again. It was great to work with you. You were a really wonderful bunch, and I wish you the best.
Hello, I'm Cody Jennings, and my capstone project is a short claymation live action style film starring two tiny claymation men and my roommate. So this is a day in quarantine, kind of what happens with COVID. So thanks for watching.
This is Sasquatch trap test number 17. That's what I'm talking about, old son. So I'm a 4th generation Sasquatch hunter. It started with my great-grandfather, who was killed by Sasquatch. Then, you know, my granddad, he's the one that kind of started this whole vengeance thing against them. Not that I really have anything against Sasquatch, I know they're out there and I want to prove it to the world. It's a lot of money involved, a lot of fame involved. My father's retired from it, so it's just up to me now, and I've got this team together, and soon we're going to have proof for everyone. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
What you got there?
This guy named Jimmy Phillips said he saw a Sasquatch in his backyard trying to eat bamboo.
Bamboo?
That's what he said.
I never thought they'd like stuff like that. We'll call up Johnny and we'll go check that thing out.
Alright,
Alright.
let's go. I've been with the team now since it began a couple years ago, actually. I'm what you call the brains behind the group. I studied in cryptozoology at Briarwood Community College. Took my 5 years there to get my degree. My associates, mind you. My mama was so proud that day I walked across the stage. You know, I've always been into Sasquatch. Ever since I was probably big enough to walk. I've always had big feet, so we could relate that way.
This right here is what we call the Squatch Mobile. Well, hey there, look who it is. That's old Johnny.
You find one?
It's the real deal, brother. This is it.
Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. I joined the team a couple weeks back. A little bit of a skeptic. I have yet to see a Bigfoot with it. I don't know. I joined the team because I saw their ad in the paper. Had a picture of something. It was a donkey. They said it was a Bigfoot. I don't know.
Oh, how y'all doing? Let me take that down real quick. All right. Heard you got a squatch problem.
Yeah, the guy digging into my bamboo, and I damn near shit my pants. How you doing? My name's John.
I'm Bobby.
John.
Randy.
That's Johnny.
John,
doing?
how you doing?
So what exactly happened?
I came out here in the damn woods, and I'm chopping the bamboos and damn thing, chopping it down, tearing the money, getting the moonshine. And then he come out here, rambling out of my woods like a pretty monkey. Let me tell you what, I come out here and I'm gonna chop the wood. I'm just chopping away, and this big old fella come out here and he goes, "Boogie, boogie!" And I damn near shit my pants.
Well, what do you guys think? You take a look.
Go ahead, get on in there. Just watch out for moonshine still. I mean, there's not moonshine in on there.
I definitely think it's a Squatch.
Or was it on 2 legs or 4 legs like a bear?
Hey, on 2 legs.
That's not no bear. Bears don't run off like that. They stand up, but they don't run like that. I think we're dealing with real Squatch here, boys.
Sounds like Squatch.
Well, you do, don't be getting caught in the moonshine deal up there. I can't be getting that camera. I don't do moonshine here.
Well, we're going to get a plan together and go back to the workshop, and we'll go on into the woods and find this Squatch for you. And you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go, boys.
I ain't me shipping paint no more. No more paint sitting over here.
So the Squatch probably started here. Headed to these woods near Jimmy's house. If we go tomorrow, we could probably find some tracks.
All right, that sounds good to me. You ready for your first Squatch hunt, Johnny?
I was born ready.
All right, boys, let's get some rest. We're going squatching tomorrow.
Bobby, he takes this stuff really serious. He supposedly thought that the Squatch was in the supermarket 3 or 4 times now. They've threatened to take him to jail, but I go and pick him up each.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough.
one up there, you guys.
What is it?
Well, there's a reason they call him Bigfoot, I tell you what.
My God.
Dang, look at the size of that.
Y'all smell something? I smell something.
What's this right here?
Oh my.
I'll be doggone.
Oh my God.
They ought to call them crap squatch.
Jesus.
Well, you know what they say about having big feet? They got big turds.
Ugh. Ugh.
Let's keep going on.
I'm gonna try to lure it out. Yeah, let's lure him out.
I think you heard that one.
Yeah, let's try to see if he comes.
What the hell?
You trying to get us eight? Ain't you seen them commercials, man?
Oh, $5.99.
Heck.
Wait, guys, do you hear that?
I think you smelled the jerky, bro.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Every man for himself. Guys, we're gonna be rich and famous. How's that for your first time, Johnny?
It was so scary. I almost died.
I know, Johnny. We all almost died. But the real question is now what? Do we capture it? I mean, once we release that video, everybody that thinks it's real is going to be after it too.
Of course we're gonna capture it, but it doesn't stop there.
What do you mean?
I mean, Bigfoot's just the first step. I mean, what else could be out there? It's a whole new world for us, boys.
Hi, I'm Sydney Wright, and the project that I did for this semester was serving as the news manager for Buck TV News, which is our student news broadcast here at ETSU. If you've ever seen this before, you know we had to change things around quite a bit. We used to do a 30-minute live show on Fridays, but obviously this semester we had to go fully online. So what we ended up doing was splitting our segments into sports, campus, and entertainment, and uploading 2 to 3 minute segments 3 times a week. So what I'm going to be presenting here today is just a short sort of mashup. I have one of the packages that I completed this semester, and then there are 2 stories each from each of our segments. But of course, if you want to view the whole thing, you can always view our content on ETSU's Media and Communication Facebook page or their YouTube page, or you can view our Instagram page at bucktv_ETSU. So I just want to say finally, thank you so much to our huge team of people who made this happen, and of course to our advisor, Tammy Hayes, and hopefully Buck TV News will see you in the spring. Now, meal plans give students a variety of options without the preparation and cleanup of cooking, but dining options are going to look a little bit different this fall. While the state of Tennessee's guidelines on preventing the spread of COVID-19 include no more than 10 people dining together and tables 6 feet apart, Associate Dean of Students Leah Adenolfi says they have gone beyond those rules at ETSU.
We have seen so many institutions close after reopening because they've had outbreaks on the campus.
Not only are tables limited to just 2 people 6 feet apart, each used table is marked with an X until cleaned. Self-serve options have been eliminated, and Adinolfi says staff also mist the area with a chemical substance and deep clean each night. Though remaining wary of the virus, student Caitlin Brown says,
"It seems like they have a pretty good system going on in there. They've got somebody working the drink machines, like pre-pouring, and they've got plastic utensils up there."
We're just doing everything we possibly can to try to minimize contamination, minimize the spread, and keep students here for as long as we can.
Adinolfi notes crowd control and overflow seating has not been needed.
With this new sort of online environment, students aren't all coming at the same time anymore. They really are spread out all day long.
Though the new measures come with some trade-offs.
I think that this is the thing that is the most heartbreaking of the whole COVID situation, is the fact that we're unable to create community in the way that we have before.
But she says students are still finding ways to interact.
It's not non-existent, it's just different, and it's challenging. So we're working real hard to try to overcome some of that.
A new option for students is to use a meal swipe at Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Rogers Buck Mart for to-go options during lunch hours, which helps to reduce foot traffic. The Culp has designated eating areas, and all undesignated areas, such as carpeted areas, require that you wear a mask. Reporting for Buck TV News, I'm Sydney Wright.
Welcome to Buck TV News. I'm Brian Lehman with your sports update. As head coach Jason Shea prepares for his debut with ETSU's men's basketball team, we reflect on the day that Steve Forbes began his successful tenure with the Bucks for today's segment of This Week in Buccaneer Athletics. On November 14th, 2015, the Bucks hosted the Averett University Cougars in their regular season opener. Jelon Gwynn and TJ Cromer produced 19 points apiece, and junior guard AJ Merriweather logged a couple highlight reel dunks en route to a double-double. The Bucks led by 21 at halftime and scored 60 more points in the second half to give Forbes his first regular season win as a Buccaneer, 107-59. 3 days, 3 winners. The 2020 NASCAR Championship weekend is in the books, and Buck TV News' Josh Jarnigan has the story.
The 2020 NASCAR season came to a close this weekend with the crowning of 3 new champions in 3 divisions at Phoenix Raceway. The NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series Championship was decided on Friday night when Sheldon Creed went from 8th to 1st on an overtime restart to win the championship. The NASCAR Xfinity Series held their championship race on Saturday night. It was Austin Cindric driving past Justin Allgaier on an overtime restart to win the championship. On Sunday afternoon, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship was decided in thrilling fashion. Chase Elliott worked his way from the last starting position to beat Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Denny Hamlin to win the championship. For Buck TV News, I'm Josh Jarnigan.
Welcome to your Buck TV Campus News. I'm Carson Ball. With the flu season currently active alongside of COVID-19, health officials are urging everyone to receive the flu shot to ease some of the spread. If you still need one, ETSU's University Health Center has restocked. Flu shots are now being distributed to students, staff, and faculty. Make sure you take your ETSU ID along with your insurance card. And if you're uninsured, the cost is $30 cash only. All patients are required to wear face masks. Walk-ins are accepted. You can call the office to schedule an appointment as well. Due to Thanksgiving break quickly approaching, Bucky's Food Pantry will close starting Friday, November 20th. All requests are to be in by Wednesday, November 18th, with final box pickups on Thursday, 19th. After Thanksgiving on November 30th, Bucky's Food Pantry returns to the normal Monday through Thursday schedule, with the regular hours of operation being from 9 to 2 p.m. until Christmas break.
Welcome to Buck TV News. I'm Jacob Jansen, bringing you your weekly entertainment news. Despite our unorthodox semester, ETSU is still hosting its fall concert featuring country music singer Brett Young. Students, faculty, and staff can watch virtually or with their friends in approved ETSU meetup locations in the DP Culp Student Center on Friday, November 13th at 7 p.m. Reservations must be made prior to the event given the limited number of spots available. To register for the virtual concert or in-person meetup, visit etsu.edu/concerts. With the most wonderful time of the year right around the corner, the Pinnacle Speedway and Lights is ready to kick off its 24th annual light show. The Speedway has even more lights and includes an alternate route that offers visitors a lap around the world's fastest half mile. After the 4-mile trek passing through 2 million lights, guests can stroll through the Christmas Village located in the infield. The season starts tonight and runs through January 2nd from 6 to 10 p.m. Tickets range from $20 to $125 depending on vehicle size and can be purchased at bristolmotorspeedway.com.
Hi, I'm Indiana Calloway, and my capstone project is Spooky South. It's an in-depth audio project looking at stories from the South and bringing those to life through the soundscape that is audio. Hope you enjoy.
A preacher was riding to one of the churches on his circuit when darkness fell. It was about to storm, and the only shelter around was an old abandoned mansion, reputed to be haunted. The preacher clutched his Bible and said,
"The Lord will take care of me."
The preacher arrived at the mansion just as the storm broke. He put his horse in the barn and made his way to the house. The front door was unlocked. He entered a gloomy old hallway and looked into the first room on his left. It was a large room with a huge fireplace that filled one entire wall. Coal for a fire had been laid in the fireplace, and several comfortable chairs were grouped invitingly around the hearth. Surprised to find such a pleasant room in an abandoned house, the preacher went in and set a match to light the fire. Then he settled down in one of the comfortable chairs and began to read his Bible. The fire smoldered in a heap of glowing coals as the storm howled around the mansion and shook the windows. Roused from his reading by a noise, the preacher looked up from his Bible. A very large black cat was stretching itself in the doorway. It walked to the fire and sat down among the red-hot coals. The preacher swallowed nervously as the cat picked up a coal in its paw and licked it. Then the cat got up, shook itself, and walked to the foot of the preacher's chair. It fixed its blazing yellow eyes on the preacher, black tail lashing, and said quietly, "Wait until Emmett comes." The preacher jumped from Genesis to Matthew in shock. He had never heard of a talking cat before. The cat sat down in front of the preacher and watched him without blinking. The preacher turned back to his Bible, nervously muttering to himself,
"The Lord will take care of me."
2 minutes later, another cat came into the room. It was black as midnight and as large as the biggest dog you've ever seen. It laid down among the red-hot coals, lazily batting them with its enormous paws, then walked over to the first cat and said, "What shall we do with him?" The cat replied, "We should not do anything until Emmett comes." The two cats sat facing the chair, watching as the preacher read through the Gospels at top speed. Their blazing yellow eyes seemed to never blink. A third black cat, big as a tiger, entered the room. It went to the fireplace, full of red-hot coals, and rolled among them, chewing some and spitting them out. Then it ambled over to the other two cats that were facing the preacher in his chair. "What shall we do with him?" it growled to the others. "We should not do anything until Emmett comes," the cats replied together. The preacher flipped to Revelation, looking fearfully around the room. Then he snapped shut his Bible and stood up.
"Good night, cats. I'm glad of your company, but when Emmett comes, you done tell him I'm gone."
In life, we all have to make those big changes that either make us or break us. Sometimes we may have second thoughts on if the changes we make will be for better or worse. No matter what, as long as you are making a change for yourself and others for the good, then there is no bad thing that can come from it, only a learning experience.
Let's go.
Hey, bro. I'm about to join this Zoom meeting real fast, so please try not to make a lot of noise.
I haven't even said one word yet. Don't try to be the boss.
Nah, I ain't boss now, but I am big dog in this thing. I ain't gonna lie to you about this stuff.
Big dog?
What? Oh, you lucky I'm about to start this Zoom class. I'll be on your ass.
Good morning, Darius. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you, Miss Gabby. I'm just ready for this semester and ready to graduate.
That's great. I'm so happy to hear that.
So what are the requirements for us to graduate?
Well, all seniors have to do a capstone project for me. You can do anything media related, so anything that's pertaining to your major.
Okay. So I can do a film project? I can do a short film?
Correct. It could be about anything you'd like. This project is for you to direct, write, produce, and even act in if you'd like. The choice is yours.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome, Darius, and if you need any help, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.
Yes, ma'am, I won't. Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well, Darius. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Alright now, man, I'm at this Zoom meeting, so what's up with this pillow you was talking about?
Hey, man, don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. You started, so I had to finish.
Oh, so you got jokes?
Real. Started something, I had to finish it.
Whatever, dude. So, I got this project I gotta do. I gotta come up with a topic in order for me to graduate. So, gotta think on that.
You know what you're gonna talk about. You usually don't know what you're gonna talk about.
Well, I was thinking about doing the short film, but I just don't know what I'm gonna do it on.
Well, bro, I'm finna go ahead and go to the court. If you wanna come, that'd be the best place to get some ideas at.
Yeah, you right. That's a bit. I need some fresh air anyway. And I said I'm finna call the guys up, so.
Yeah, call them up.
Alright, that's a bit. Hey, Greg.
What?
You smell like shit.
Close your mouth.
Name one rap nigga fucking with me. I been ballin' so hard like CP3. And I got racks, so you bitch tryna let keep a shooter. What the fuck you think? Money more, he gon' get him gone in a blink. Y'all niggas broke and cheap. Just to book me, that's a big old fee. Rather trap all day, sippin' big old drink. Fresh, I'm Lincoln. Saint got a truck sold up. I'm running everything. If you touch that, yo, then them choppers gon' rain. I hit your bitch in the back of the range. Motorsport, I had to switch on my lane. These niggas dick riding, these niggas lame. Scrape the whole pot cause I need everything. They want me to drop like I'm supposed to be famous. But I'm low key and you know that I'm dangerous. Killers with me and they bangin' they fingers. Baby, she want me to date her. I want the money, ain't trying to be later. I got the flavor, ain't worried about haters. Check in advance, I'm a boss, get you winner. Roll it, bust down, pop a perk, activated.
I'm good though, man. Y'all been alright?
Yes, Sirski. You ready for the end of the semester?
Man, of course, bro. I got this project that I gotta do, man. I'm kind of nervous. That's why I wanted y'all to come up here so y'all can help me out with a few ideas.
Oh yeah, man. You got all these brains working. Better than one.
That's why y'all my bros.
No dad.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Get on your grind, shorty K. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Came in this motherfucker so dripped up. Came in here be with that tech in my cup. I see your hoe and she like, what the
Hey. So what you got so far?
Shoot, man. I really don't know yet. I don't know if I want to do something made up or something like something that's going on right now.
You can do one on me. Look at my jump shot. Shit, to be honest, I think she do something that really relates to you.
What if I do a project and a short film on police officers killing innocent people, mostly these black people?
Darius, bruh, crazy. You know what school we go to? You know what city we in?
Yeah, I know who we at, and that's why I want to make this script. I also want to have a little twist on it too.
Bruh, with
college we in, and I know what city we in. Majority of these people here is white. So I don't think that they really understand how these families feel and the pain they go through. And if they do understand, and if they do know, I don't think they ignoring it and they not trying to accept it.
So what's the twist?
So when we see these officers killing these people, we normally see the other officers that be around them just standing there. So I wanted to have it to where the person that they got, they don't die.
Nobody?
No, not quite. So for this one, I want it to be a bad cop and a good cop. Because we always got, a bad cop and a good cop. Not all cops are bad. So I want one cop to be like aggressive, and he has a problem with like colored people. And it's a suspect that they looking for, and they find a group of friends. And
like normal stuff?
Yeah, like normal stuff.
Exactly.
But remember, it's a twist to it. See, the bad officer ends up getting a friend who's not cooperating, and he ends up putting him on the ground, and he gets on top of him with full force. So what we normally see is when the officer is on them with full force, the person can't breathe. So I got it to where the friend, he has his hands behind his back, but he places them up under his body so where the officer can seize his hands. And y'all know what happens when a black person puts their hands to where the officer can't see them. The officer gets up and thinks they got away. Yeah, but remember, I said it's a twist. Instead of the person actually dying by the bad officer, the officers that's surrounding that never does anything. No, for this one, I want that officer that's watching the good officer. He gonna end up killing the bad officer. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's how I want it. Like.
I don't know what my brother is.
We gotta talk to him when we get to it. We gotta talk to him.
You want to say you can do this in Johnson City? Here. Here? Here too? All the stuff that you going on? Surrounding us. Man, your brother lost some damn mind. They go to the crib. For real.
Tripping, bro. Yeah, got me bent like elbows.
Work.
What?
You need to work on your stuff, boy.
You really need to get on this script. We work on that script.
Really?
Yeah. I got more for y'all.
Yeah, bro, you need to work on your jump shot.
More than that jump shot, you work on that script. I'm trying to hear this.
I'm gonna get to y'all tonight, man. Y'all gotta take a seat. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So, like I was telling y'all before, man. Y'all know how these officers be just standing around when one of their own is literally just on top of them and end up being over aggressive. We all know how that is, and we know how that turns out.
Facts.
So that's why I came up with that idea, and that's what made me think of it. So, you know.
But you don't think you can get your point across without killing the police officer though? Like, you don't think nothing about that? You don't think they're gonna let that go?
It's Darius' world. He wanted how he wanted to have it.
Exactly. Nah, I just playing with you. That ain't how it's gonna go. But still though. But look, no, for real. Nah, for real. No, for real. But I feel like that the officers that be standing by and everything, they be watching, they know better than the rest of the people. So I want to have it to where the officer actually be the one to save the person that's, being in danger, that the police officer is using over forcefully danger and shit. Like, come on now. That's just what I want to, that's what it is. And that's what people need to see. Like, people need to see that.
So you really think killing an officer in your script gonna change a lot of people's ideas on what you saying? Like, I'm just not understanding, like.
This the film that I feel like this gonna change a lot of people's mindset and change a lot of people's hearts. I feel what you're saying, bro. I understand that nobody has to die in this, no officer has to die, but the families be feeling the same way when the officers kill them. Like, I want that to be shown because it hasn't been shown. We haven't seen it. We probably never will see it. But it's just a film. So a film can go a long way. So I just want to show that to have a little change in it. So that's a little rundown of what I thought so far, especially on the little long ass walk we had.
You know I'm fuck with you anyway, bro. Shit, just know that film shit, man, it's gonna be you don't know what the outcome gonna be.
Yeah, man, I really like it, bro. I think it's gonna hit home. Ooh. Yeah, fam, but don't think you're gonna get hit with open arms. I mess with your script, though.
Yeah. You may be right, fam. A lot of people might not like this film, but hopefully me making a different outcome will have people see the reality of what's really going on and make them change their mind and outlook on the situations.
Well, bro, man, you know you got us when you can call us, man.
All right, that's a bit, fam. You ready?
You? Let's get creative.
Rockstar nigga, she tryna come with us. Poppin' it perk, this shit look like a bust. The racks in the bag, this shit is gon' bust. Don't fuck with niggas, I swear I don't trust. Only my gang is like 10 of us. Yeah, big body cool, I might drop the top. Y'all drinking this hen and I might get some rock. Yeah, I know I can't stop till the gang hit the top.
My name is Philip Highland. I'm one of the park rangers here at Rome Mountain State Park. And we're about a 2,000-acre park at the base of the mountain. Rome Mountain is an entire geographic location comprising of a town at the base of the mountain itself. Rome Mountain itself is a part of the Appalachian Mountain Range here in Tennessee and North Carolina. When you leave Rome Mountain State Park, you enter the U.S. Forest Service land, Cherokee National Forest on the Tennessee side, and Pisgah National Forest on the North Carolina side. What's neat is when you climb up to Rome Mountain, you're climbing up to Carver's Gap, right there in a gap along the mountain range. You'll see to the right, if you're entering from the Tennessee side, left if you're coming up from the North Carolina side, a huge peak. It's 6,285 feet. That is the high knob of Rome Mountain, the highest point. Then you come down to Carver's Gap, and across the road from you is what appears like another set of hills, and that's what we call the balds. And you may ask, what is a bald? Those balds, or grassy balds, are actually entire areas that are open of trees. The three balds that people come to hike are the first being Round Bald, then to James Bald, and then to Grassy Ridge Bald. If you hike along that section, you can see, looking out west, you will see Tennessee side and Virginia side of the mountain range in Appalachia. If you look east, you will see North Carolina, Mount Mitchell, Grandfather Mountain.
My name is Weston Lane, and I'm Solomon Toole, and we are the Halftime Halfwits. Peace. Cheers.
Please turn off your cell phones, pagers, and watch alarms.
You're listening to Halftime Halfwits, the internet's worst sports podcast.
What is up, guys?
Welcome to Halftime Halfwits.
This is where we give our half-witted opinion on all sports.
From the Halfwits themselves, it's Weston.
And it's your boy, Sully.
And we're just going to start it off with a little sample of kind of what we do on the show. We're going to talk about the highly anticipated boxing match that took place this weekend.
That was Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, and that's just, that fight itself, if you just think about 2020, you'd think that fight could happen. But any other year, it wouldn't happen. But 2020, it would.
Yeah, no one really thought it'd actually go through, and they signed the contracts, and it took months, but it finally actually happened. and it happened Saturday night. The outcome, it was a draw. That was, I mean, like, everybody was like, "What the hell?" Like,
it was a little rather uneventful. Yeah, especially when they did the draw. Mike Tyson was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that. I entertained the crowd, you know." And
it was a charity fight too. It was it was all good proceeds, but
Roy Jones Jr., he was like, "Man, I ain't cool with that. I wear draws. I don't take draws."
it was absolutely ridiculous. Snoop Dogg was
a commentator.
Like, what?
That's one thing I saw a lot of yesterday. A lot of tweets saying Snoop Dogg commentating NBA games, NFL games, UFC fights. Just get him in there, man. Get him in the booth.
That's what a lot of people said. And then I saw a few where they were like, Snoop Dogg has zero experience in boxing. I would rather listen to anyone else. And I was just like, I thought it was funny.
It doesn't matter if he has any experience in boxing. It's fun. It's Snoop Dogg. It's Uncle Snoop. You gotta fucking love Uncle Snoop.
Yeah,
like
he definitely didn't know anything about boxing, but still, it was cool to see him there. And the card itself was actual boxing fights, and then the co-main event, which was
Logan Paul versus Nate Robinson. A lot of you all probably know Logan Paul because he is a social media superstar. His brother's a social media superstar all over TikTok, Vine, when Vine was the fucking thing. Twitter, YouTube, all that shit. Fighting Nate Robinson, 3-time NBA dunk contest champion. 14-year NBA vet, 10-year NBA vet. I don't remember. Dude jumped over Dwight Howard.
He did swat Yao Ming in a game, too, which is insane because he's only like 5 foot.
But he got swatted fucking Saturday night.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Twice. Jake Paul made him his bitch.
Yeah, Jake Paul knocked him out, and after he knocked him out, I think he said, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, just roasted. And he's got a lot of followers. I think he's got like 3.4 million.
Yeah, his brother has a lot of followers, too. I mean, he's got probably, if not that amount, more, probably. They're both equally as famous.
Yeah, so everyone knew who he was, but a lot of people didn't expect him to be this good of a boxer. But this is his second actual boxing match, so...
Yeah, he fought a European YouTube star before. Hedgie, I think was his name.
Yeah.
Hedgie, and he won. Him and his brother fought on the same card, and his brother fought KSI, and it was a draw, right?
I can't remember. I remember one of them fought KSI.
Yeah, they were both brothers, and they were both fighting, which I thought was kind of cool. But
yeah, Jay got those knockdowns.
He did.
Yeah, I think he had 2 in the first round.
And you could really tell just the experience difference. I mean, Jake Paul, he's obviously a YouTube and social media star, but he's been training for like a couple years, and you can tell just the experience difference.
This is what he's wanted to do, and he says he wants to continue to move forward in his boxing career.
Called out McGregor, called out Dylan Dennis, Ben Askren.
Jesus, yeah, that'd be
I was
funny
like, dude, he called out his brother.
He said, I really don't care. I'll fight anybody.
I'll fight anybody.
He's like, baby, whoever you put in front of me, I'll do it.
I'm going to throw this YouTube right hand at you and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you can't talk bad about him. He actually did fight pretty well. And it looked like all of Nate Robinson's training just went out the window as soon as he stepped in that ring.
I don't know what training you're even talking about, dude. He just looked like he was bull rushing him the whole time.
He was. I was wondering, just like, I saw videos of him actually, training, or maybe he just made a video just for submit to ESPN or something. But
I'm actually taking this seriously, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of hype and talk going into that fight.
But I think I was more excited about watching Tyson, and then that fight happened right before, and everybody was just like, wow.
Yeah, the Tyson fight, it was rather uneventful. Like we said, it ended in a draw.
As what did Snoop Dogg say? He looks like that two old uncles fighting at a barbecue.
Yeah, he said it reminds him of his 2 uncles fighting at a barbecue.
I mean, that's pretty accurate, honestly.
I mean, it kind of looked like 2 250-pound dudes, just like
so tired, so quick,
and just like hugging on each other. They would throw a punch. I mean, Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. The punches they were throwing still had power behind them.
They would have knocked me out.
Oh yeah, my ass would be on the ground. But they were throwing them, and they'd like throw one each around. And keep in mind, the rounds were only 2 minutes long compared to a regular 3 or 4 for boxing. I'm not sure, but yeah, they would just throw like one punch each, and then they just get in the clinch, and then they just like get up against the rope and hug each other a little bit.
That's what they had to do. They had to get a breath, I guess.
Yeah, punch their ribs, and then the ref would separate them, and then that was the fight. And then it was literally that for 6 rounds. But, I mean, it was still cool just to see, like...
See him actually get in the ring.
Yeah, because, I mean, coming from us, we were never...
young when he was in his prime. We were just being born.
Yeah, we never got to witness Tyson actually fight. I mean, we've seen videos, obviously. He was a mean motherfucker.
Yeah, he was tough back in the day, but he's still tough now.
Yeah. I'm just surprised he cut all that weight and actually made the fight happen.
It was impressive.
Especially just
he used to be fat, like when he was in the Hangover movie.
Yeah, he was fat and on cocaine.
Yeah.
But guys, I think that's all we're gonna do. That's just the recap of this fight. If you like what we got going on, go check out our YouTube page and give us a like and subscribe yourself. Peace out.
Cheers.
Hi, my name's Erica McCluskey, and for my capstone this semester, I did a music video for the song Only the Strange by The Half That Matters. The project included a lot of stuff that I love to do, like music, audio editing, some logo, animation. I've also closed captioned it, because I believe in accessible media for people. But anyway, yeah, I hope you really enjoy it. Thanks.
Another black sheep walks out on the rank and file, just can't leave well enough alone. We were born to win this fight. We will walk this crooked line. Only the strange survive. The way you roll your eyes at me, I feel your condescending stare. Ill will can disguise your jealousy, 'cause I do what you would never dare. We were born to win this fight. We will walk this crooked line. Only the strange survive.
Thought I wouldn't show up, huh?
Actually, I thought you'd forgotten yet.
I never forget.
Something is happening.
What's going on, Doc? There's an evil within this town, Zach. It scares me, though, that I have proof. But yet, no one will believe us. Never.
What are you talking about?
I have an idea. We gotta get to the lab. I gotta make a trap to catch this guy.
Who is this guy?
Doesn't matter, I'll tell you on the way. Let's go.
So, it's been Mr. Eric Mob all along.
All along. My records indicate that a Eric Mob relative has lived in this town for at least the past 100 years. All, of course, being under new names.
How could it be the same?
Done! I have made the plan. Now take this and give it to the local paper. It will bring the beast out of hiding.
Wait, what is it? What is this guy?
You can read the article on the way. It will inform you of the truth, and it will bring him out of hiding.
I got your coffee, Willie. Extra caffeine.
Zachary, as you saw, me and your old pal Willard had a very eventful evening. Was sad you couldn't make it. Meet me in the cemetery tonight at midnight. Eric Mall.
Thought I'd missed the day.
Where are you, Eric Mob?
Well, finally decided to show. As you saw up front, I had a midnight snack to tide me over.
I'm here to finish this.
You cannot defeat me, foolish child, for I am immortal. I'm gonna enjoy draining you dry.
I'm sending you back to hell. This is for Willard.
Alright guys, thank you for tuning in again to What's Happening. We're going to see what's happening out there today. Today we're going to bring you some election updates, some COVID updates, and just talk about some other things that might be of interest at this point in time. Anyway, stick with us because coming up, here's a good episode. So, as promised, we are bringing you the election updates, and today is December the 3rd. Been a little while since our last show on election night, but honestly, I guess you could say we know more. I believe at this point, it looks like Joe Biden's won. The Trump team's still fighting it out in the courts, and I guess that's what you could say. I guess we're waiting on at this point. But in past elections, whenever these matters go to the courts, it doesn't usually have a drastic turnaround. But who knows? Could be in for a surprise. But yeah, at this point. See, Biden has, what does he have? Pennsylvania, Nevada, important states like that. See, did he win Michigan? Yeah, right, okay, yeah. So he wins Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, yep, Michigan. Yeah. So the current score is 306 to 230. It looks like we have a President Biden. Sure some of you all are excited about that. Others, I'm sure, maybe not. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so the Trump team, of course, they're fighting it out in the courts. They're saying, you may hear them say that their poll watchers were not let in certain places, things going on with ballots. But like I said, I really don't think this is going to have a drastic turnaround in the courts. And I mean, if you try to compare it to the Bush versus Gore election situation in 2000, I mean, there's really no comparison here, because that was within a few electoral votes, or maybe just even one electoral vote. This is about what, 50. So I think this is a wrap on this one.
I'm Tim, and I did a capstone project on Kyle Barnes, a driver who races at Kingsport, Tennessee, in Kingsport Speedway. And there is absolutely negative 0% chance that I waited until the last minute to edit this project. Absolutely negative 0% chance. After all, I am a college student, and now I'm outside walking through the woods with my wonderful dog Butch, because he told me it was time to go outside. So while you sit back and enjoy my documentary, I will be outside chasing a dog.
Settled in the mountains of East Tennessee lies a concrete jungle. At least, that's what they call Kingsport Speedway, a track that gave the famous Richard Petty 2 of his 200 NASCAR Cup Series victories and now plays host to weekly short track racing. Marking 50 years in the 2020 season, Kingsport is still going strong, and the dedication of its competitors is second to none. Kyle Barnes reflects this all too well. For every race this season, he and his crew have made the over 2-hour drive from their shop in Virginia to Kingsport, Tennessee. But like most of us, his 2020 plans looked very different at the start of the year.
Our plans originally at the beginning of 2020, before COVID hit, were to run at Murder Mile Speedway, which is local to me. It's about 15-20 minutes down the road in Radford, Virginia. Then once COVID hit, unfortunately, we had to kind of change our plans and reset our game plan because Murder Mile Speedway closed down. So we decided to kind of pack up our things and, start running down here in Kingsport. We had the right engine combination, and we had plenty of lead sitting around to add to the race cars. Obviously, it can get a little bit frustrating traveling 2 hours both ways every week. There's plenty of logistical challenges in coming to race somewhere that's not your home track that we had to take into consideration. But like I said, we really didn't have an option. If we were going to salvage a season, the state of Tennessee was really the only state in the country that you could race at and have a true full season.
But to make it in this world, you have to be able to adapt to unforeseen challenges and have big ambitions. And the 25-year-old driver was not going to let the pandemic deter him from achieving success.
We came into the season thinking that we would be competitive, but we didn't think that we would click on something as quick as we did. When we ran down here in 2015 and we ran the late model, we really clicked on something with the equipment that we had that really allowed us to probably go further than what a lot of people thought, do better than what a lot of people thought. We exceeded a lot of expectations that year, so we kind of took that knowledge that we learned then and applied it to this season. We came into the year before COVID hit. We wanted 3 or 4 wins at Murder Mile, and we wanted to contend for a championship. And then we decided to come up here to Kingsport. Kingsport runs more races, so our expectations rose a little bit. We expected or wanted to win about 5. But running for a championship wasn't in our, sight. We weren't planning on running for a championship at all. It just kind of fell into our lap there about 5 or 6 races in, and your whole mindset kind of changes then.
But success comes at the price of hard work and smart decision-making behind the wheel. From a fan's point of view, it may look like the driver is racing hard every lap, but the reality of it is there is a crucial necessity to managing your equipment from week to week.
It's like chess. You know, a lot of race car drivers, they just come down here locally and they just play checkers. You gotta play chess. I can ride behind you for 10, 15 laps and then pass you when the time comes. You know, I don't need to go out in front of you and run my equipment harder. We had the big race there, next to the last race of the season. It was a big 40-lapper. For us, it was big. We had a restart. We could have taken the lead. I didn't. I fell back in the second and I rode. Now, once that driver made a mistake, you know, we capitalized on it. We went around and we went on. But you know, you gotta be smart. You can't burn your stuff up. Because guess what? You're running those same tires the next race. So I can't go out here tonight and put half a lap to a lap on the field and then come back the next week and expect to have something left on the tires, you know. So it's all one big chess game, and you're playing it all season. You're not just playing it on a weekly basis.
Their hard work paid off, and Kyle won 10 races throughout the season. His points lead was so great that all he had to do was start the final race, and he would score enough points to win the championship. But even as champion, disaster can still strike.
That would actually be a track bar mount. The mount broke off from the bottom of the fuel cell. What I'm going to guess, and what we have thought has happened, is that track bar mount was actually used to haul the race car. It had a piece that come off the back of the track bar mount, and we would tie a strap to it weekly, and that's how we would tie the car down. And after, 200 plus miles of travel each week, and a heavy strap pulling down on it, that probably just snapped loose once we were out there on the racetrack. So it sucks, but that was on us.
This meant no celebration in Victory Lane on championship night, but for the 00 team, the battle had already been won. Now it was time to shift their focus to the next season. But Kyle gives credit where credit is due, and understands the hard work from his team and his family played a significant role in their success.
My dad was probably the sole reason we were able to put a championship season together this year. I couldn't think of a better father. He's always been there for me. He's always supported my dreams, even when, that means going and working 10, 15 hours of overtime. And, he's the biggest reason why I'm where I'm at today. He pushed me a whole lot more than anybody else did. His will to succeed kind of increased my will to succeed, and, work hard down at the shop. I couldn't do it without my mom, Wendy. She's the one who keeps us all a family, that's for sure, because when me and Dad are shouting at each other, she's the one calming us down 15, 20 minutes later. My little brother, he put in a lot of hard work at the shop this year too, when I was working at the RV park, he was the one down there at the shop helping my dad when my dad worked second shift. My brother was in the shop with us no matter who was there. And then, like I said, Rick Carrico, when he came on board, he kind of found us that high gear that we had been missing. And, we're winning races, and this guy comes in and he's like, all right, well, your car still sucks. Here's how we can improve it. And it's like, all right, man, like, we got 7-8 wins on the year, but yeah, let's go try this. And he did, and he improved our program. And then, of course, my best friends, Emma Chrisley and Jacob Porter, they kind of was the rock I could lean on if I was upset or I had some sort of emotion that I was going through or stress or anything like that. Like, they were the ones that would be like, hey, let's go grab some food, or let's go hang out. And they were here every week helping at the track too, pushing the car, working on the car, whatever they could do. So they was a huge help. Junior Bailey, he came on mid-season. He was the best buddy of Rick. Didn't really have a clue about oval track racing. He was a drag racer. So the turning left idea was kind of foreign to him, but he helped us out a ton, and just anybody else. My uncle Wayne came down a few times to help, and it's just a team effort. And I couldn't do it without all them.
Hi everyone, this is Austin Deaton from Capstone. I present to you my short film, Kaiju Kids, a stop-motion parody short. I hope you all enjoy.
Everybody seems to hit that rough patch in life where they can't even perform the simplest tasks. And they do it to themselves. We do it to ourselves. But if you want to get out of that rough patch, you have to work, work, work. Everybody up. Come on, get up. You two in the back. Up, up, up. Now, say it with me. Yes, I can. Say it again. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Have to work, work, work. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
The Death Watch. Jim Kelly had dreaded this day for weeks. It was the first day of his new job, but it was a job he knew well. For 14 years he had managed to escape the everlasting darkness, the dangers, the long climbs, the narrow crawl spaces of the coal mines. Jim had hated the life of a coal miner, but with 7 children to feed, he felt he had no choice but to return. When Jim was 13, his mother was widowed, and he went to work in a coal mine to help support his struggling family. But when Jim turned 16, his mother remarried a wealthy man. His new stepfather found Jim a place as a clerk in a store when he learned how Jim felt about mining. Jim had done well at the store. He'd married his sweetheart Margaret when he was 18. They'd had 7 children and bought a nice house in town, far away from the horrors of the coal mine. But then disaster struck, in the form of a terrible fire that wiped out the entire town, leaving Jim without a home or a job. Jim's youngest sister, Susan, took his family in until they could find another place to live, and Jeff, Jim's brother-in-law, got Jim a job working with him in the coal mine. Jim said the family was grateful to have a roof over their heads. Still, he hated going back to mining. Margaret insisted it was only temporary. The town would be rebuilt, and Jim could go back to the store. Jim clung to that hope as he followed Jeff down the ladder into the darkness of the mine. Jim had lost none of his mining skills, and he quickly settled into the daily routine. He stayed with Jeff for the first few days, working a coal seam, stooped over, because the shaft was only 5 feet tall. All day, they stood ankle-deep in water, which constantly dripped from the ceiling. The conditions in the mine were just as miserable as the mine in where Jim had worked as a boy. But Jeff was a good companion, and he made that first week bearable with his friendly conversation. On the first day, Jeff told Jim the story of the Death Watch. Old Ted Miller was a bad one, Jeff said while they were taking a lunch break in the only dry space in the shaft they were working. We always suspected he was stealing from the mine, but we never knew for sure until one day he was buried alive by a pillar of coal he was robbing. We dug out his body, but we couldn't find his watch. He used to keep it hanging on a timber in the heading, but he must have had it with him on the day he died, because although we could hear it ticking away, we never found it. Jeff took a drink and continued. After a few days, the ticking stopped, and we thought no more of it, until the day that Amos and Joshua heard the sound of a watch ticking in their seam. They were working a small seam, about 28 inches wide, lying on their sides in the mud. Suddenly, clear as day, they could hear the steady tick, tick, tick of a watch. They looked around, trying to see where the sound was coming from, puzzled because old Ted's watch had been buried on the other side of the mine. Amos started crawling out, carrying his load, and Josh followed right behind him. But suddenly, the seam caved in. Killed Josh instantly. Amos was real shook up. Jeff and Jim finished their lunch in silence, and went back to work.
Did anyone ever find the watch?
Jim asked after a few minutes. Nope, but people kept hearing it. The ticking sound would move through the mine, turning up first in one place, then another. Wherever it was heard, there would be a fatal accident. Luke was killed in an explosion the morning after the fire boss heard a watch ticking while he was making his nightly inspection round. Robert choked to death on some bad air the day after hearing a watch ticking in his section of the mine. And there have been others. Jim watched Jeff carefully, trying to see if his brother-in-law was pulling his leg. But Jeff was serious. Jeff was trying to warn him. "I've never heard it myself, and I'm right glad of it," Jeff said. Jeff wouldn't talk about the death watch after that first day, but other miners told Jim more about it. Its tick was louder than a normal watch, and no one could predict where or when the ticking sound would turn up. The miners feared the death watch more than they feared the devil. Some miners, upon hearing the ticking sound, had tried to smash the walls with their picks in an attempt to destroy the watch. One fellow tried to blow it up with a stick of dynamite. He blew himself up instead. The death watch was relentless, ticking away the seconds of some poor man's life, ignoring the curses the miners heaped upon it, inflicting itself upon all who were marked for death. Jim was still half convinced the men were playing a joke on him. According to the fire boss, the death watch had not been heard ticking for many months. Jim had just about decided to laugh off the story when young Billy Wright came running up to the scene where he was working, with 2 other miners. Billy was shaking. I heard the death watch over in Caleb's shaft. Hurry!" They dropped everything and followed Billy at a run. They were met by a terrible wave of heat and a roar of flames. "Fire!" Billy shouted. They raced back toward the entrance of the mine, sounding the alarm. Rescue workers poured water into the mine using water hoses until the fire was contained. Caleb was the only miner killed in the fire, which had been caused by a cable line knocked down near a wooden timber. After the fire, Jim Kelly no longer doubted the truth of the death watch tick. But the watch went silent, and there followed several months of peace. Jim worked so hard and so diligently that the fire boss assigned him a very tricky shaft over in a far section of the mine, a compliment to Jim's skill. Then, one morning, as Jim came up the gangway, the fire boss waved him aside when Jim came up for his brass check. "Jim," said the boss, looking very grave, "I want you to go back home."
"Go back home? Why? What's the matter?"
Jim asked, puzzled. Had he done something wrong? "In the name of God, Jim, go back home," the fire boss repeated. "Just do as I tell you. You'll be thanking me." Jim was frightened. He couldn't afford to be fired. He and Margaret had finally saved up enough money to rent a small cottage, but money was still very tight. Jim couldn't afford to lose a day's wages, not with 7 children to feed.
"Listen, boss, I don't understand. I thought I was given satisfaction here. Why are you calling me off?"
Jim asked, feeling angry now. The fire boss's shoulders sagged, as if under a heavy weight. "If you must know," he said slowly, "I heard the death watch ticking in your section while I was making my inspection rounds last night. If you go there today, you won't come out."
"The death watch?"
Jim gasped. He felt his heart clench, and the dinner pail rattled in his hand. Slowly, he nodded to the fire boss and turned back for home. As he hurried toward the new cottage, Jim was filled with gratitude. He had been spared the fate of so many of his fellow miners. Glancing at his watch, he realized he could still make the 8 o'clock mass if he hurried. Wanting to give thanks for his escape from death, Jim changed quickly into his Sunday clothes and raced towards the church. When he reached the railroad grade crossing, he found the gates down. Not wishing to miss the mass, Jim jumped the gates and stepped onto the tracks. The last thing he heard was the scream of a train whistle, as a 755 flyer came roaring down the tracks.
Hi, my name is Eric Rhodes. My Capstone project is an 8-minute short film titled The Goons. It follows the story of a young woman in her first couple days in her new job as muscle for a criminal organization. I hope you enjoy it.
Tell me what you know about Alvaro Vasquez. Oh, come on. Won't you share with the class, Maxine? I'm sure we're very interested in what you have to say.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, But you do know who that is. You know a great deal about who that is, and you know a dangerous amount about who I am. And that is a very dangerous combination to have, Miss Kruger.
Hello again, Kane.
Oh, you couldn't tell by the voice, the smell of the field. You've spent so much time here, Maxine.
And then I got out.
Yes, you did. And did you go home to start a family? Steady job, maybe? No. No, instead, you decided to go to the one place you weren't supposed to go, take what little information your teeny tiny brain can hold, and put it on the doorstep of Alvaro Vasquez.
What are you talking about, Kane? I would never go behind your back like that. I left for Mom's safety.
And how'd that turn out for you? You think the safest place to be is at the shipping docks at 3 a.m. surrounded by a bunch of cartel members? I don't like being lied to, Max. You should know better than anyone. So you're going to tell me everything I want to know about Vasquez's operations, times, people, places. I want to know everything. I want to know where he eats his fucking lunch.
I'm sorry, Kane. There's nothing I can tell you.
You know what? That's okay. You don't have to tell me anything. That's why I brought a friend along. You could tell her.
What is this, Kane? You gotta pay off some college kid to get info now? What are you gonna do? Bore me to death with your acting 101 monologue? Good Hermia, don't be so bitter with me.
No, Max. She's gonna beat the shit out of you. I'll be in the car. Scream in pain if you need anything.
Look, I can't tell you anything. I swear I didn't spill. I was just in the wrong place. No, please.
You threw up in the middle of a job?
All over the place. They got enough time to get the mask off. Even got on the girl's shoes.
What did Kane say?
She was surprised, but the girl started talking, so...
Maybe you should just do that every time beforehand. Eat a big lunch so you can see chunks of pickle in there.
I'm lucky it was so easy. The girl hadn't started talking?
What caused it?
The sound. You know how in movies it's like a guy cracking all his knuckles at once? Like that. Thought the bat would be louder.
What did it feel like?
It felt like... Don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
Lucky you don't gotta deal with it. Show up, pull the trigger, watch the guy drop, then you leave.
If I do it right, there's this little poof of red as it goes down.
That's not the same thing and you know it.
Yeah, alright. So what's next?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you move on from that? Stick the ribs now? No more knees?
Well, I'm on leave to my second negative. So then Kane said to practice on things that shatter. Eggs, ice.
Eggs? So I want you to practice hitting eggs so you can get better at not vomiting when you shatter some guy's kneecaps?
Well, she said not to use glass.
Aw, she does care.
Got any more tokens?
Last one?
Thanks.
I'll go grab some more.
Do you want to talk about it?
Am I fired?
No, you're not fired. I shouldn't have sent you in without practice. I thought you'd been more experienced with that kind of thing.
I should have been more upfront with you.
It's okay. We'll work on it. You got the information. That's all I needed. No towels, by the way.
You guys didn't even look. What about me?
We're not giving you a ride.
How the hell am I supposed to get home?
I don't fucking care. You speak, you're dead, yada yada. You've heard the speech.
dropping your elbows again, Mason.
Look, Charlie, you scare the shit out of me.
Eminem?
I'm good. I told you, don't use my work name in public.
Whatever you say, friend Seal.
Frank?
I don't get it. Mason's a cool name. Like the Freemasons. Is that how you came up with it?
No, that's not how I came up with it.
Well,
When I hit someone, they drop like a ton of bricks. And a mason's a person who builds stuff out of bricks and stuff.
that's the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No, it's not. It's cool.
Whatever you say, friend Seal.
Tokens?
So, you want to go free some eggs after this?
How much more cash you got on you?
That was the last of it.
I know you're lying, but fine. Last round.
Remember, elbows up and focus on your hips. This one better be a goner.
You've been practicing like I told you? Yes, ma'am. Good. Good. This one's gonna be fine. Leave it in the past. It's gonna be a home run. Look like he's waking up. You know the drill. Time to wake up, Calvin. I tell you, you are a hard man to find. Stealing cars, robbing convenience stores, shooting up my shipments. And you've managed to stay on the streets for how long? I'll give you props for that. If I wasn't so pissed, I'd want a guy like you on my side. But since I am so pissed, I think I want to focus on what you know about the other side. I know. You're not telling me anything, blah, blah, blah. But you can't really think I'm just inviting you off just because you're a little shy. You already know you're in for a long day, so we might as well get on with it. Mason, can you come here for a moment? I'm a busy woman, Calvin, so don't take too long.